Hello friends, myself Dr. Elizabeth Sojin. Today we are going to learn a very interesting as well as very important topic regarding MCQ viewpoint. It is malignant thyroid neoplasms. Okay, malignant thyroid neoplasms are very easy to understand, yet it is very difficult to retain and memorize. The very important points I have summarized in mnemonics, which will help you to recollect and revise very easily. To get an all-round view regarding the thyroid neoplasm, let me tell you there are two types, benign types of thyroid neoplasms and malignant types of thyroid neoplasms. So benign types means they are follicular adenomas, Hürthle cell adenomas, colloid adenomas and papillary adenomas. So if you go to the malignant variety, you will have the malignant version of malignant adenoma, you can have papillary carcinoma. Okay, follicular carcinoma, anaplastic carcinoma and medullary carcinoma. So let's discuss each one of them in the MCQ point view. So understand thoroughly and listen carefully. Coming on to the first one, that is papillary carcinoma of thyroid. So it's a very simple mnemonic. Just remember papillary carcinoma as orphan Annie Maxey. Okay, orphan Annie Maxey. So you have to remember this particular term, orphan Annie, with I've given the predominance, we have given the highlighting for the H alphabet. So remember the same way, because in papillary carcinoma it is affecting mainly the females. So you can see the picture of a female, that is the female, let me call it as orphan Annie. Her name is orphan Annie. So orphan Annie is getting papillary carcinoma. So remember that way, the orphan Annie is having papillary carcinoma. She is a very young age lady. Okay, she's not that old, she's very young age group, and she's having a hormone dependent tumor. So that is why I have highlighted H. So she's having a hormone dependent tumor. So papillary carcinoma is a hormone dependent tumor. So you know which hormone is actually affecting in papillary carcinoma? It is the thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay, so the thyroid stimulating hormone level is very high in case of papillary carcinoma of thyroid. Okay, so you have to just understand, as the aggressiveness of the tumor increases, okay, and it slowly progresses, the TSH level is also high. When you check the TSH level laboratory wise, you will feel the TSH level is also high in case of papillary carcinoma. So it is a hormone dependent tumor. Okay, so that is the two important points. Third one is she is having lymphatic spread. Okay, lymphatic spread. The carcinoma is actually a very small demon. Okay, not a serious demon. So the papillary carcinoma is through lymphatic spread, not through blood spread. So there can be two types of metastasis, as you know, lymphatic spread as well as hematological spread. So lymphatic spread is the main cause in case for metastasis in case of papillary carcinoma of thyroid. And remember one more thing, the main important histological picture you will see in papillary carcinoma is orphan Annie I nuclei. So just concentrate on the picture. I have given the first picture, and the second picture you can see the nucleus is very intranuclear cytoplasmic inclusions you can see, and it is very clear and pale. Okay, clear. The nucleus, the cells are very clear. And you can see small intranuclear inclusions, a small blue color dot you can see inside. So those types of, it is very clear in the second picture. Just concentrate in the second picture. You can see the label, orphan Annie label, can you see? So that is similar to the lady's eyes, isn't it? So that is why we have given the term as orphan Annie eye nuclei. So this type of nuclei, the similar eye type of nuclei is seen in case of papillary carcinoma of thyroid, which is a very important characteristic feature which the pathologist use to identify the lesion under microscope. Okay, and next important point we have to remember is when you do a radioisotope scan. Okay, for papillary thyroid carcinoma, you can give a radioisotope scan. So that particular scanning procedure when we use, you can see the nodule present in the thyroid carcinoma is cold nodule. It can be a cold nodule, it can be a hot nodule, it can be a warm nodule. So depending upon the severity of the disease, you can make out whether it is cold or hot or it is warm. So in this type of papillary carcinoma of thyroid is cold nodule which you can see. And another histological picture which is very important in MCQ viewpoint is psammoma bodies. Okay, so what are they? They are actually calcium which is present in concentric circles. So if you take a section of this carcinoma and if you see under the microscope, you can see there are calcium depositions within this particular tumor or carcinoma. You can see this deposition which is in concentric. So third picture you concentrate. So the centermost concentric circle which has given us actually samoma bodies. So there are different types of diseases which show these type of samoma bodies. So one such disease is papillary carcinoma of thyroid. So I have given as orphan Annie Maxey, isn't it? So Maxey, I am pronouncing it as Maxey. Actually you can know ladies will be using Maxeys, isn't it? So you can remember that way. Otherwise, orphan Annie Maxey. What is MACIS? MACIS is actually the scoring criteria which we use, just like TNM criteria, okay, tumor size, metastasis, as well as that of the lymph node involvement, how many number of lymph nodes are involved. We use that TNM criteria for carcinomas, isn't it, generally. So in case of thyroid carcinoma, it is a special type of scoring system which we use, that is known as MACIS, okay. And MACIS, we assess what all things we assess in that. Distant metastasis, M stands for metastasis, A stands for the patient age, okay, the age of the patient, C stands for the completeness of the resection, okay, how much amount of resection is done, I stands for invasion, okay, because how much the invasion is actually through lymphatic spread, isn't it? So how much local invasion has occurred. And lastly, S stands for the size of the tumor. So I will explain it once more in the coming video. So MACIS stands for the metastasis, the age of the patient, completeness of resection, as well as local invasion and tumor size. So based on this, we can predict the mortality rate for papillary thyroid carcinoma in case of adults. So the mortality rate, that how long the patient will survive, okay, so the mortality rate can be predicted for the papillary thyroid carcinoma in case of adult using this type of scoring criteria. Okay, is it clear?